So where were you before this career breakthrough challenge? Personally, where were you with yourself, with your career? Where were you before this challenge, and how has the 4 days changed, so where were
Transformed
you
you.
so I would love to hear from you. So today's session is going to be a little bit, I want to make this more interactive. I want to speak to you. Plus, I'm doing a bonus training, and then we'll get into Q&As. So I would love to hear some stories on how has this transformed you. So where were you before joining this challenge and how it's transformed you? Glad I participated. I've learned a lot and ready to go to the next level. Great. I was searching for mid, and yesterday just landed an interview with the level 2 company and a level 1 company. Great. That's amazing, ER. And I hope, the learnings from this program is going to help you ace those interviews that you've landed. The mindset shift was insane. It clicked. I'm happy. It's really interesting how that one small thing can just click and make all the difference for us. So mindset is a huge thing. 80% of your success is actually mindset, and 20% of it is strategy and execution. Isn't that mind-blowing? I heard this at a conference I attended a few months ago. I think it was in summertime or fall. Sorry, fall. I attended a conference in fall, and one of the speakers said this, and it changed everything for me and my clients, because I heard this one speaker say 80% of your success is mindset. 20% of it is strategy. And I'm sitting there, I was like, oh my God, that is so true. We're so focused on so many different things, and we're focusing on the right thing and so on, but we forget that our thoughts, our mind is what creates everything in our reality. So you can get the perfect strategy, you can get the best coach to work with you, and you can have all the plan in the world laid out, but if this and this isn't in check, not gonna move. Not gonna move. I seen it with many of my clients too. It's one of the reasons why I partner up with a hypnosis therapist for my program, my group coaching program, to help the internal blocks that we carry, and help create new mindset to shift that. And it's one of the reasons why majority of my clients get fast results, because they get this hypnosis therapy session, and they get the recording and they can keep listening to over and over. I also do a lot of mindset meditations, mindset exercises in my program. So my program is really backed by science and psychology, and 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 I focus so much on mindset because I can provide you all the right strategies, but nothing's going to shift for you if the mindset isn't there. So I provide those tools, and as well as I'm gifted myself to, I'm able to connect to someone's energy and be able to pinpoint the blocks and what they need to do to get over those huddles. I just did this with one of my potential clients yesterday on a call, and I was able to pinpoint his blocks, and he's like, you're dead on. Like he just got a notice and he's getting laid off from one of the companies. And through the conversation, I felt his energy, like there was some sadness in him. Long story short, I was able to pinpoint the blocks for him and what he needs to do to turn things around for him and overcome those mindset challenges. We all have them. I have them, you have it, we all have it. We're human beings who are on this earth to go through a human experience, and we're going to have those challenges. The key is to know how to overcome them. So I'm glad to hear that the mindset was the big for someone instantly have that shift. Okay, so who's excited for day 4? Anybody else wants to share their story on how the 4-day challenge, because today's the last day. Is there anybody wants to share their story on what transformation you've gone through, what eye-opening moments you had, especially where were you before joining this challenge? Love to hear. And if you don't want to openly share, not a problem. Feel free to email me and share that. Okay. So feel free to share those stories. You can type them up in the chat. You can, yeah, if you want to verbally communicate that, feel free to do that as well. Just raise your hand so I know who wants to share verbally their stories. Just be mindful, like I want to keep it to a limit. So if anybody wants to share their stories of their transformation journey, so Anuradha, go for it.
Yeah. Gurpreet, all the while I was thinking that, we kind of apply and wait for the process to happen and things like that. But after attending your session, what I'm understanding is that I command the job search and I kind of,
Yeah.
make them want my skill, right? That's a different ball game altogether. And it's a different game, as you always say. So that mind shift is really crucial because it's not that I'm so small and I'm requesting. That kind of mindset is eliminated. And then, you know what? I'm best at this and I will attract and I will use my strategy to get what I want. That's a mind shift that I'm up to, Gurpreet. And thanks to you. Thanks a ton.
You're welcome. Also, you brought up a great point. I was just having this conversation with a potential client yesterday, who's looking to join the program. And what I made notes that I need to share with you guys too, which I didn't get shared, but thank you for sharing your story because what you said, command. I work in HR for 20 years and I can tell you, you can actually create a demand for you where company can actually create your dream job, create the perfect role for you and hire you. You know how many roles get created like this? So many roles get created. Um, you don't like one of my clients in my coaching program, she used this one strategy that I taught her, and I teach in my program this one strategy, how you can actually do a cold reach to a company, to a decision maker, and get that meeting with them. She did exactly what I told her to. I craft the message for her. She actually landed the decision maker, the head, the senior of the department, replied back and he said, "Hey, let's get on the call." Got on a call, he loved her. So I prepped her how to have that conversation, walked her through step by step what to do in the call. She ended up the decision maker loved her so much. He introduced her to everybody on the team. They did another meeting, so on, and then actually created the role and hired her. There was no job posting. The role wasn't advertised because the role didn't exist. They weren't even thinking about this role. And then they hired her because she did that reach. She commanded, she demanded. It's not a demand, but she had created a demand for her dream company. My twin sister, she was interviewing for a company, and then they said that, hey, the role you're interviewing for isn't we don't want you for this. Your set skills are actually, we really need your skill sets. We're gonna create a role, give us a couple of months because it's a bigger company. They have to go through approvals, but give us 2 months and we're gonna create the role that we need your skill sets, but this is what we need, and we're gonna create the role for you. And they did that. I was interviewing a candidate with the hiring manager, and the candidate was actually not like great for the role we were hiring for. After the candidate left, the hiring manager said to me, actually, I don't want to hire him from this role. He has so much great skill sets. I actually need his skill sets because of the gap, and he can bridge that. And then we created a role and we hired him for that. A lot of times that the situations do happen. Sometimes hiring managers, keep in mind that we're all busy and we're going on day to day about getting things done, that sometimes we're not realizing what we need until someone is right in front of us, smack on, and pointing out things that we can benefit from. And then it's like light bulb goes on. I was like, actually, I can use this. I need this person. So you create the demand and the need, and then they go and create the position and they hire you. So Just because I have these conversations multiple times with people, just because you can't, just because you don't see a job posting doesn't mean the role doesn't exist. You can create that role. That role does exist. So thank you for sharing. Thank you, Gurpreet, for reinforcing the abundance mindset versus the limiting scarcity perspective. Yes, scarcity is something that we all carry. It's important to, point that out and move on. I want to share something personal because I know yesterday a lot of people have been emailing me about the program, the price, and I can see that scarcity mindset coming up. And I wanted to share something personal in terms of, there's been many times where I didn't have the money. Broke, didn't know how I was going to pay my rent. If some of you follow me, I shared this story when I was just recently named most empowering female leaders for USA 2024. And this is real story. Like, I'm not making this up. But one thing was that when I needed something, I didn't look at my bank balance and say, I don't have the money. I looked at, of course I didn't have the money. I'm like broke. I don't even have 20K. I don't even know how I'm going to make my rent. But I know that I need to change something. I can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different outcome. And here's somebody I need them because they have the expertise that I need. And I've already wasted so much money learning from the wrong people, but here's somebody I know I will benefit from. I borrowed money. I asked my sister, I borrowed, I said, I'll pay you back. I borrowed money and there's no room on my credit card, but it changed my life. That training helped me get more customers and start creating money. Same thing with my coach, my sales coach. She charged 40K to work with her for a whole 1 year privately. I know I wanted her. I didn't look at the money. I didn't, who has 40,000 lying around. But I know I needed it because I need to get to the next level. And I put it on my credit card. And my credit card is like 19, 20% interest rate. A lot of times we're looking at the wrong things and we're giving energy to the wrong things. And we're not looking at what we want and how we make it and go and get it. There's no shame in the game to ask for money. Credit card is actually a loan. Yes, there's some interest, but if you meet your monthly payments, yes, you're taking a little bit of a hit, but you will make that more money back. So isn't it worth it to put it on a credit card or borrow money, get a credit line or borrow money? Ask parents, ask your friends, ask your siblings. There's always a way to get something if you truly want it, but don't stay stuck in a situation just because you don't have the money. If you just put the attention out there that I want this, give me the money, make it happen for me, things will move around and it will happen. Okay? Thank you so much for the workbook. My takeaway was using the PCSRB formula to help me understand my true worth and not settling for anything less. Great. I love that. I'm so happy to hear that many of you are having such profound transformations and you're realizing your worth and don't want to settle less. Yes, make a commitment to yourself that you're not going to settle for anything less than what you deserve. Because it's easy to go back to the old ways and just continue settling, right? But I don't want you to settle. I don't want you to settle. I want you to own what you want and command it, and your life is going to start changing for the best. Okay, so let's begin today's training. Thank you so much for those that share their stories. Thank you so much for sharing. So I need to do 2 screens. Okay, so let's begin. So today's day 4, it's the final day. First, I would like to say thank you so much for everybody who made it. And I want to take a moment to celebrate you because you truly showed up for you, which is one of the hardest things to do. Is we're human beings that tend to put other people first, but we tend to put ourselves last. But you didn't do this time. You put you first. You showed up however you showed up. You worked around your schedules to be here. And if you couldn't be here, you're catching those replays, you're doing the work, you're using the workbooks. So take a moment and celebrate you because you truly deserve it. You truly deserve to be celebrated. So the last 4 days, this is where we covered identifying your expertise. I showed you the PCSR formula and the workbook and the exercise. Day 2, I showed you how to put a dollar value on you and how to have a shift in mindset to create abundance and have a money mindset. The key is we can't think like if you want to track money, you want to make more money, you have to have a money mindset. And I'm grateful for Russia to be available like she was in the meeting, in the call, and shared some amazing tips with us to help us shift that. And then you had a workbook to do as homework to help you shift, identify your dollar value. Yesterday, day 3, I covered market research and how to do a go-to-market strategy. And then I introduced my coaching program to you as well. Today, I'm doing a bonus training, and we're going to talk about five types of hiring managers and recruiters that you need to impress in order to land those 200 to 500K job offers, interviews and job offers. So today we're going to cover that, and then we're going to go into Q&A as well. So why you can trust me, I'm going to skim through this. I have 20 years of HR corporate experience. I've developed many recruitment processes, hiring processes. I've interviewed thousands of candidates over the 20 years. It's hard to pinpoint how many, but there are thousands. I've worked across all different industries, worked all the way to C levels. I've been a career coach for as long as I've been in HR. And the program I created in 2019, which has truly been a game changer for so many career professionals just like you. I've had the pleasure of transforming over 400 people's lives since 2019. And it's been honestly the most rewarding work I've ever done. It's the reason why this year I decided to go full-fledged into coaching and not do any HR, because the joy and the happiness of being able to help people and transform their lives has been amazing. I've been featured on many media as CBC News, the Global Mail, the Wall Street Journals, different radio stations and podcasts. I've been invited to institutes like universities and colleges, and I've won a lot of awards as well. I've been also nominated top 20 women to follow, entrepreneur women to follow for this year, as well as a woman, most empowering women leaders for 2024. Now, so let's get into some stats around when you're looking for a job. A single corporate job openings gets an average of 250 applications, and this is from Glassdoor. But if we look at the current market, it's about thousands of people applying to the same role. Over 80% of resumes don't make it past the first screening, and only 1 in 10 get to a hiring manager. Okay. The reason I'm showing these stats is to show you what's happening in the market. Less than 3% of sent resumes result in job interviews. So you actually have less than 3% to land an interview. So 97% of the time, you're not landing interviews. So you're not going to land an interview when you apply to job online. So the odds are already stacked against you. Average time a hiring manager spends looking at a resume is about 7 seconds. 99% of companies have openly said they search for candidates using social media. So one of the biggest tools they're using is LinkedIn. Oops, I skipped one. 47% recruiters believe that the employee must know about the company. So now let's look at some further stats on the experience. Okay, preferences about candidates and the work experience. 90% of employers prefer candidates with experience. 64.5% prefer candidates with relevant experience. 26% prefer candidates with work experience of any type, and only 5% prefer someone with zero experience, right? Now, further stats, 75% of applicants aren't actually qualified to do the job. So when you're applying to jobs, this is so true, because even when I'm recruiting, I see so many people just applying to jobs and they don't even qualify for. I've had people message me for roles that I was recruiting for and they had zero experience. But here's the thing, companies not hiring you to help you get experience. There's no help in the game. The game is I'm a company too. I do hiring for my own businesses, and I'm not hiring you to help you gain the experience. I'm helping me. I am investing money and paying someone for their expertise because I need the help. So I think the mindset here needs to change so much. The companies are not charity. They're not handing out jobs so you can gain the experience. They're hiring because they need something, they need the help, and they're going to pay to get the help. So there's no room in hire me and let me get the experience. There's no charity work here. Okay. So in order to help you and help you put all the pieces together of what we've learned, I wanted to share with you. This has been a true game changer for my clients. It's been a true game changer for me. And this is something I learned in sales. There are 5 types of buyers. So I've translated that and I'm sharing with you the 5 types of recruiters and hiring managers that you need to impress in order to land those interviews, to land those job offers. This is based off psychology. So this is science, okay? So, when someone says, oh, I want a 1-page resume, that's one type of person. We can't assume that every recruiter and every HR, every hiring manager wants a 1-page resume. So this is where I found that a lot of people are losing out because they're hearing one or few people say the same thing and they just box everybody into one category. So I wanted to share this because this is going to be a true game changer for you. So I've broke them out I've color coded it. So there are 5 types of recruiters, 5 types of hiring manager. So the first type is the white one. So I'm calling it the hiring psychology. Okay, so white is the innovator or the trendsetters. So white hiring managers and recruiters respond to short communications because they already sold on you. They have done their research on you and they're ready to hire you. Okay. So, and boom, I have a client that landed a job offer within 5 minutes of leaving the interview, and she landed an offer with CIBC. And that was white hiring manager. Already sold, done, boom. They're ready to hire you. Now, 2, yellow type of hiring managers and recruiters. Yellow hires are early adopters and motivated by stories. They love hearing stories. Okay, so these are yellow managers that respond to emotion, story, transformations, perhaps the dreamer of the group. A lot of us are like that. We respond emotionally. We make emotion decisions based on the emotion we're feeling, and then we justify it later with logic. So remember, the person you're speaking to is a human being. Okay, so this is why when you're crafting your resumes and LinkedIn, we have to incorporate all 5 of these. And that's why the emotion piece has to be there. The art of storytelling needs to be there so we can capture the yellow guys. Now the group part, hiring type managers and recruiters type 3 are blue. I've color coded them to blue. These are laggers. These are people who don't trust people easily. They're not going to take your word for its face value. So these are hiring managers and recruiters that respond to data. They respond to stats, matrix, testimonials, references, like your LinkedIn recommendation. So these guys want proof, data, hard facts. Then we got the greens, type 4. These green personality tends to be idealistics. So the hiring manager that falls in this category, or recruiter that falls into this category, they are driven and they respond to the benefit beyond money, value-based content, like-mindedness. Then we got the last group, which are the reds. The red decision makers, leaders, early adopters get lost in the facts and skim the resume. They are driven by fear of missing out, looking for the missing link, and that's how they make decisions. So it's really important that when you are going out there to look for your next level role, the better role you want, you have to be able to speak to all 5. because your resume has to speak to all 5 of these type of hiring managers slash recruiters. You have to speak to your LinkedIn has to speak to all 5 of them. When you're going in interviews, until you don't land an interview, you're not going to know which 5 of these person you're speaking to will fall under. But you got to go with the assumption and cover all 5. Okay, so you have to speak to all 5 if you want to land those interviews and you want to land those job offers. So you can't make assumptions. I find that biggest place where everyone's losing out is they're making an assumption and boxing everyone into one category and saying, okay, one page resume is probably the number one worst advice. I had a group of 8, 9 recruiters that I recently interviewed, and they basically laid everything down. They shared all the hiring secrets. By the way, if you join my coaching program, you're going to get access to that session with those 8 recruiters. Some of them were VP levels. There were 2 or 3 people that were VPs, VP of HR talent. There was a VP of operations. There was a mix of people with different experience. There were recruiters, there were recruitment agencies. That 1 hour session with them is going to blow your mind. One of the recruiters was from Deloitte as well. So when you join the program, you're actually going to also get that as a bonus, because that's going to change your life to show you how people are not all the same. Everybody wants something different. And this is what this 5 types of hiring managers and recruiters speaks to. Now, would you agree the last 4 days have been well spent time learning everything we've covered thus far on this Career Breakthrough Challenge? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, so sadly, today's the last day, and our journey together for some has come to an end. But sadly, I can't cover everything you need to know to land those bigger, better roles, bigger pays in just the 4 hours over the 4 days. Even if we had a whole day today together, I wouldn't be able to cover everything you need to know. I know would it be practical, because that's overload of information. That's why I'm so excited to be able to make this offer to you, where you can get everything you need to know, plus the hands-on coaching with me being with you step by step. And if you act in certain amount of time today, you can get such an incredible special deal on this offer. You'll be tickled pink. Here's what it's all about. Okay. So if we parted ways, I asked you this question yesterday. If we parted ways today, because today is the last day, can you confidently tell me you can go and implement everything you've learned? But can you go do a resume that will land you interviews? Would you be able to turn your LinkedIn profile to a recruiter magnet where recruiters are chasing you? Would you be able to reach out to decision makers and craft a message that gets you interviews with them? Would you be able to ace your interviews and land those high paying salaries? Would you be able to do that? Yes, Rasha said it would take way longer without your help. Okay, habits are the hard change. What's going to happen to many of you, 9 out of 10, I can tell you what's going to happen is you're going to go back to your old ways. I see it happen every day. Every week when someone's speaking to me, join these trainings, join my audio rooms, they leave the session. I feel like they got something out of it, but then they go back to their old ways. Habits are hard to change. Yes? That's why you've been probably struggling to land those interviews, increase your salaries, land those dream jobs that you've been dying to get. But yet you can't, right? Suppose we ended this session today, right now, and parted ways. Would you agree with me? It's highly doubtful that you immediately change your habits and behaviors to achieve this and land the 200 and 500K job offers in just 90 days. Tell me in the comments if you can actually go on your own and land that job 200 to 500K in just 90 days. Anybody? Anyone can do that? Just type yes if you can. And if it's a no, say no. Now, in fact, you probably are already aware of how easy it is to fall back into your old habits. I'm not going to let that happen. Now, some of you might be doubtful, right? I probably know you better than you know it. Because the information isn't enough. What you've learned isn't enough. But what's going to happen is many of you, when you're tackling those PCRBs, the workbooks I give you, by the way, those are just 10%, not even 5% of what I taught you over the 4 days. It only makes about 5% of my program. Not even 5%. 95% of the program, what I teach, is where the real transformations are going to happen. You can't just rely on another guide or manual or videos or YouTube trainings. You need more. You need the tools. You need accountability. You need coaching. You need me. In your ear for the next 90 days. Never letting you give up on you. Never letting you take a pay cut. Never letting you take a company's offer that's lowballing you. Because I'm not going to allow that to happen. I've done this for my clients. I'm going to do the same for you. It's why you're not making those, already landing those interviews, right? Making, which you are not, you making the money you deserve to make. I've seen you struggle. I've seen you become frustrated at your lack of success. I've seen you work hard day and night, yet seemingly getting nowhere. Many of you I've spoken to in the last 3-4 months, and here we are today, 3, 4, 5 months later, and you're still struggling. That is why you'll be thrilled with what I put together for you today. It's my pleasure to introduce to you my program that's going to help you land 200K to 500K job offers. So some of you probably be landing your first 6-figure jobs. I'm introducing you to my 6-figure job offer. It's a 90 days group coaching program. But I know, because many of you have messaged me, emailed me, and some of you are wondering if this program is even worth it. Is it going to work out for me? Tell me if that's how you're feeling. How are you feeling about the program? Let's have an honest conversation. Let's have an honest dialogue here. How are you feeling? Maybe you're scared if the program's not going to work out for you. I want you to hear from one of my clients directly.
Today comes there, like, I know tons of people right now that want to join the program, but that fee is sitting at their head. It's like, well, it's so much. What if it doesn't work?
I would tell you to do it. Split it. If splitting it is not just enough, you can meet with corporate and let her know your peculiar circumstance. I don't know, but since then, when I did that coaching program with corporate, I didn't have it. I did not have it. I didn't have like 3K somewhere sitting.
Yeah.
I never had it.
So then how did you?
I had to use the credit card to pay you. Then I had to replace it. I had to replace it.
Scared? Were you scared? Like, what if it doesn't work out? Because everybody, I know a lot of people.
The thing is this.
Did you have that?
Yeah, I've said that just before. Everybody has something. Everybody selling something has a service they're selling.
Yeah.
Does it work out? Is not because I pay for your coaching program doesn't mean it has to work out for me. The only way it works out for me is that I apply what you taught. That is the only way it works. You go to school, you apply what you're taught. You go for a boot camp to get a certification, you apply what you're taught. Paying money automatically doesn't transfer knowledge. It doesn't transfer how to do it. It doesn't transfer everything. You just have to. That's what I tell people. Some people, they say, does it work? I said, that is a very stupid question. That's not what you should ask. What you should ask is, how am I going to make this work for me? As after going to college, is it going to work for me? You didn't ask that question. You went there and you made sure you sat through class and you made sure you did what you did your assignment, you did everything you wanted to do, and you came out. I said applying for jobs, but then now you want to do something different. So that is not the first question. Does it work? The first question is, are you ready? Like the
life.
quality and of course the money. Because the
Money
money,
change for your family.
so practically everything I wanted to buy, not that I am extravagant, but then when you have the money, so it's not now a matter of money, it's a matter of you're now thinking like an adult, do I really need this? But not because, oh my goodness, I can afford this. But it's just that I don't want to. Not that I can't afford it anymore. Yeah. And let's say 5 years' time, if he wants to. So I'm not really thinking about, hey, am I going to make enough money to be able to send him off to college comfortably so he doesn't have to get loans? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? Oh, he needs to go to the dentist. He needs to have braces on. Oh my goodness, where am I going to get $4,000 from? I don't think about those things anymore. Oh, money. I'm worried about money, but not those things. The money I'm worried about right now is
Yeah.
kind of like retirement. So will you be able to afford enough money? Let's say your son needs braces. Let's say your kid needs to go for a camping trip and they have to pay like $2,000. Let's say you need to eat out for a whole week because you're too tired to cook. I don't worry about such stuff anymore because it's there. We can afford it fully right now. That's what happens
Yeah.
because if you don't use it, then it doesn't work.
The money is tight. What would you tell them? Like,
Do it. Want to pay, but know that you need to work it.
yeah.
But I had to do that because I knew that this was a life, or at that particular point, it was a life and death situation for me. I needed to do it. I wasn't going to be, I've always been a management person all my life. I worked in the bank and I rose the ranks. So I wasn't cut out for just doing jobs for the sake of working. I wasn't cut out for that. It wasn't fulfilling. I wasn't having those intricacies, those discussions, those intellectually stimulating discussions. I'm not somebody that you just send errands. Hey, do this, you do this. It doesn't work for me. It's boring. So I knew I had to get out of that funk very fast. I wasn't making enough money there, but I just knew that this was where I had to be just for my mental health, because it was also affecting my mental health then. So my job might be tougher now because there are some tougher deliverables, but I am in a better mental health. If you're not ready, it's not ever going to work for you. If you're not ready to put in the work that is needed. Because I remember also you're very, very accessible. I remember the days that I was sneaking to the bedroom and I'm chatting with you. Hey, these people called me. I remember all of those. And you're telling me, you know what, you have to keep on pushing for what you want. Nena, it has to be what you want, what you can do. Don't let them intimidate you, because they would let them intimidate you. They would try to push you around. And that was just the thing that stuck in my brain. No, I'm going to do things on our terms. I became not afraid to say, no, I don't like this.
How many people can resonate with Nina's story? I see some stuff going in the chat. Yeah, what if this does work? What if you make this leap? What if you bet on you? You're not betting on me, by the way. You're betting on you, right? I love what Nana said. Like a lot of people ask me, what's the guaranteed? What if guarantee that's gonna work? And she put it rightly the best way. That's the stupidest question to ask. That's the wrong question to ask. You got to ask yourself, how do you make this work? People who get fast results working with me, that's their mindset, right? I'll be very super honest. Your results, your success is not dependent on me. It's actually dependent on you. I'm a guide. I'm a guide that's going to guide you to getting exactly what you want. But you're going to have to do the work. Just like my coaches. If I didn't do the work, I'm not going to get the result, right? I can't blame the coach. That's like if we want to lose weight, but yet we keep eating junk food and we can't lose the weight, and then we hire a personal trainer, we'll show up for a workout, but 80% of your success in losing weight and leaning out and getting that body you want. 80 to 90% is the food you eat, right? So the right question is, how do you make it work for you? Can you honestly tell me you can do this all by yourself? I'm going to be blunt and say, if you could do it by yourself, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be in this training. You would already be in that dream job, better role, bigger pay. Okay. And in my program, I take you through 7 phrases we're going to complete. The career diagnostics. I'm going to put a dollar value on you. We're going to brand you. We're going to craft your positioning, your branding. We're going to create a resume that's going to land you interviews. We're going to turn those LinkedIn profiles into recruiter and hiring manager magnet. We're going to go and get those interviews. And we're going to convert those interviews into job offers. I'm going to give you my proven step-by-step strategies as well as custom create strategies that's going to work for you as an individual. On those coaching calls, the program comes with 12 coaching calls. You get access to the video training. You get access to the videos, the trainings, the materials for life. I have also done a lot of the legwork for you. As long as you do the work and you show up to those coaching calls that happen every Tuesday, you will get the result. In 90 days or less, I have clients who've accomplished this in less than 90 days. I have people who've gotten jobs in 3 weeks. I know people who've gotten jobs in 28 days. But again, the mindset that set the tone, right? So within the 48 hours, a lot of you guys messaged me and said, can you extend the offer and the price and make it longer? I can. The last day you can take advantage of this pricing, I'll give you guys the weekend, and then Monday the price is going to go up. The original price of this program is $7,500. You're actually saving $2,000 if you sign up in the next 48 hours. You have until Sunday night to sign up, and then Monday the price will be at the original price. Now, some of you are wondering, will my investment pay off? Will it work? So I want to talk about investment. I want to show you the ROI. I'm going to just take 2 minutes to do this, just share 2 stories. Here's Parvati, who joined the program in 2020. She increased her salary by 40K. Her investment already paid off, right? But she also made ROI on it, return of investment. 2021, she increased her salary by another 35K. 2022, she increased her salary by another 35K. 2023, she increased her salary by another 30K. And this year, she increased her salary by 358K. Total salary increase been 980,000. Her investment is 5,500. Her ROI on her investment was almost near 500K. Can you tell me you can get this ROI from your stocks? Like investing in stocks is a huge risk, right? Would you get this increase? Like she kept increasing her salary every year after working with me. And even today, when she landed the Meta job, she messaged me and she said, it's all because of you. She had other mentors, but she goes, no, but even my current mentor could not teach me what you did on how to sell yourself. Because that's what I teach, how to sell. You can have all the mentors in the world. You can have all the degrees in the world, all the certifications in the world, and still not land better jobs with better pay, because the game is about selling, knowing how to sell yourself. And that's the gap I bridge. Look at her ROI over the 4 years time she worked with me in 2020. She keeps using the teachings over and over, because you get lifetime access to the videos, the teachings, the materials, the workbooks, everything. You have access to the lifetime. The only thing you don't have lifetime access is the coaching calls, because that expires within the 12 weeks, but you'll have the material access to it for life. Let's take one of my current clients who's worked in the program. He landed 200K role. He was making 150K. He was struggling, joined the program. His total in 6 weeks, just in 6 weeks, 50K increase in salary. His investment was in the program was 5,500. His return on the investment was 44,500. Actually, he actually paid in full. So that math's actually wrong. I just realized this now. He actually paid upfront full price 5,000. So he actually invested 5,000. So let's take 50K minus 5,000. His return was 45K. $45,000 return on the investment. Can you really tell me you can get that amount of money in 6 weeks? The return on an investment in 6 weeks from savings, from stocks? No, right? So now let's make that investment even more amazing by offering you something ridiculous. As you can see, I have some great bonuses for you, which I did introduce to you yesterday. So great, in fact, that unfortunately we will not be able to give them to every single person who signs up. That the way it works is the faster you sign up, the more bonuses you're going to get. If you're one of the first 25 people to sign up, you'll get all 7 bonuses. If you're the 26 or 49, you're not going to get it. Okay, so here's 3 bonuses I'm giving you that are worth 90K. Okay, so you have 2 choices. When you're deciding on what your investment would be for the wonderful package today, we're left with 2 choices, right? The first choice is you could go cheap to try to sell as many units. You can go cheap and try to do it the cheap way, or you can go and get something and invest in working with the right coach. Okay. The problem with that is that wouldn't properly incentivize, right? So if you go out, like a lot of times people look at price and go with cheap. Cheap isn't always the answer. Okay. So there are 3 bonuses that I'm throwing out here. You can see on the screen, this is worth $90,000 that you're getting. That's going to bulletproof your success. Okay. The bad news is not everyone's going to get the special $5,500 price. It's only those who sign up right now. I've had people that signed up yesterday. So still more opportunity for you to take advantage of this. So with everything I have for you today, including the bonuses, you can see why I think it's a good deal to offer you at a discount rate, saving you $2,000. That's mostly what people have said, that this is a good deal and they jump on it. Okay. So now your investment is twice protected. Many of you asked for it. In 14 days, if you don't like it, you'll get your money back. My clients are not all in tech. If you want to listen to more of my clients' stories, so here's John in HR, landed multiple job offers with Amazon in HR. She's in tech. She's in project manager, nearly tripled her salary. Alexa was a real estate. She found her true passion in real estate, and she was working as a loan processor.
I don't know that.
And here's Sam, who is in supply chain. I have tons of clients from different industry. This is Alexa. This is Akusha. Akusha landed a job within 5 minutes of her interview with CIBC, and she's in finance. Adi is technical, so is Chaudhary. So I right now have somebody in my program that is talent acquisition, HR. So there are tons of people from different backgrounds in the program. Not everybody comes from tech. Okay. So the way I protect so I hope that covers that, Siki. Your investment is twice protected. So let's say you join the program in 14 days, you don't like it, I'll give your money back. No problem. I guarantee you will land 3 interviews. If you don't, I'll give your money back. Or I will work with you until you do land that job offer. Okay. So today you're faced with 2 decisions. Okay. You can, 1, do nothing and not take the leap of faith and not put your investment into the group program, which is 100% risk-free, and instead settle for what you have now and continue to get what you always get. If you're cool with that, let me ask you, how's that been working out with you? Your second choice is to take up this investment today compared to all the value you can get in return and just give it a shot. If it works, great. If it's not for you, great. Just ask for the money back in the 14 days, within the 14 days. But I guarantee you, you're not going to ask for your money back because the program works. I will make sure that it works. I am committed 200% in your success. Your success is actually my success. So remember that I'm the #1 coach when it comes to growth experts, helping people land their 6-figure jobs, 200 and 500K. I'm also a LinkedIn expert named Top Job Search Voice on LinkedIn. By the way, the shortest increase I've ever got somebody is 30K. All my clients who worked with me have jumped their salaries 40K, 50K to doubling 100K to even, if you met Parvati, she's done it over 300K. The least amount of increase I've gotten people who worked with me is 30K. And people have worked. And people have landed 6-figure jobs at top companies, billion-dollar companies, TJX, Baycrest, KPMG, Google, IBM, Microsoft, Amazon, top banks, and so much more. So I have one thing for you to ask. Open up your favorite browser on your computer right now, whether it's Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, whatever, and I want you to type the link that I'm provided in this. First, see the countdown timer. When you or the baby hit that 0, like once the 48 hours is up, you won't be able to get the bonuses or get the price. You'll be able to join, but you'll be getting you're going to have to pay more, right? So what I want you to do is open the browser, sign up for this program. I'm going to send this link to you so that you can sign up and enroll in the program. Now, if you want more clients, more success stories, I have a whole deck full of client success stories. Here's Parvati, who increased her salary nearly 300K, who landed her first Meta. Also, this year, she landed 400K salary job with Meta. This is John, who landed his multiple HR jobs, including Amazon, and increased his salary by 50K. There are tons of stories like this. Even in a recession, I have clients who were, this is one of my clients who increased his salary by 100K, and he works in transportation manager, director of transportation. This is Nana, you've met her. She's been doubling and she doubled her salary working with me, and she keeps going higher and higher in roles. She's worked for Deloitte, then she moved on to Accenture. Now she's working for Accenture. And as you heard her story, money is not a problem anymore for her and her family. Here's a client who increased her salary by 60K and landed her first dream role with Amazon and landed her first 6-figure HR job with Amazon. Here's Manasi, who has tripled her salary nearly. She's getting underpaid working in 52K base salary as a project manager, had an MBA, PMP, but was making 52K. Within 35 days, she landed and signed a job offer for 128K plus base salary. By the way, these are all base salaries that I'm quoting you as well. This is Sam, who increased his salary by 40K in 60 days, and he works in supply chain. He was actually one of my clients who was getting low-balled offer for 120K, and I told him we're not going to take it. If I wasn't his coach, he was going to take the 120K offer because it was 10K more. But when you work with me, we're not going to settle for anything less than what we said we're going to get. Okay. There are tons, and here's a screenshot of his story when you can see, and he's like, oh, next, I should have listened to you and I should have went for 200K, but that's what he's going to work through. So there his screenshot with his story as well. So as you can see, I have hundreds and hundreds of things to show you. This is This is one of my clients for marketing. He was struggling as a newcomer to Canada. He was struggling to land interviews for months and months and months. And he was actually going for 70K roles. In just 35 days, he landed and signed 125K role job offer with 55K increase in this tough job market. So there are tons of stories you can see here. Tons of stories. There's a project coordinator who landed a role with Suncor Gas and Energy, and financial. I have financials. I have people who landed jobs in government, as well as the public sector, someone who got promoted into VP, someone who is a senior front-end developer. She just increased her salary by 49K this year in September. So as you can see, there are tons of companies, tons of clients, students just like you, increasing their salaries from all different industries. And the beauty is that I myself have worked in different industries as well, and hired from different industries, so that I actually know different industries, different roles, engineers, from marketing, digital marketing, you call it, I know all of them. So this can be all your results as well if you sign up and take the leap. Again, I have tons of stories, tons of things I can share with you, but this could be your success today. In the next 90 days, we can accomplish together. So that's the end of today's session. As promised, I'm here to answer any questions you have. I'm happy to stick around and answer any questions. So now you can get to ask me any questions you have. Many of you guys were messaging me privately about questions. So let's begin the Q&A. Let me know what questions you have. You can raise your hand. I can call on you. We can, if any questions about job searching, looking for your next role, feel free to ask. If you have questions about the program, feel free to ask me as well. Anybody has any questions? I don't want anybody to leave and you had all these questions. Just feel free to raise your hand. I'm going to drop the link where you can actually listen to many of the client success stories. Yes, Anuradha.
Hey, Gurpreet. I would like to talk to you in private about, what is my experience all about, right? So that you should also be deciding whether you can work with me, vice versa,
Yes.
and then take it forward.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I would. I'm going to drop the link where everyone can book a call with me. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, let me drop the link to my calendar. If those that are interested in joining the program, but you want to speak with me, yes, let's get on the call. And let's make that happen. If you wanted to, if you don't feel comfortable talking about it in front of everybody now, yes, feel free to book the call. The only thing is that I don't do calls on the weekends. So if you have any urgent matter that you want, like you're really ready to join, but there's certain things you want to ask, I would say feel free to ask now. But if you want to wait and speak to me, not a problem. You can do that as well. Let me send my link. I did drop my Voxer link the last 2 days. You can message me privately as well on Voxer. And that might be faster than trying to book a call with me. Give me 1 second. So let me also drop my Voxer. By the way, there are payment plans available. So let me share that. If you join right now, you can pay upfront the fee and save $500, and it'll be only $5,000 today. Or you can split it over 3 months, $5,500 over 3 months, which works out to be $1,833. Or I have partnered up with Elective Bank. They can actually do longer payment plans for you from 6 to 9 and 12 months. They pretty much qualify everybody. And that's another option. So I'm providing a lot of different payment plan options that will work for everybody, making it super affordable. Now, if you can't afford it even with the 12 months plan, I would love to offer you something more. Someone did ask if I can extend payment plan. I'm going to be very super honest and say that I'm already being generous by offering a 12-month payment plan when the program itself is only 3 months. But I cannot go beyond the 12 months. And the reason behind that is also there's a couple of things I want to talk about on that. The pricing is, a lot of people did ask about the pricing. Why is it so much? It's about quality. I don't want to work. I can make the super cheap and make it $200 a month and work with massive people. I don't want to do that. I've done that and I didn't enjoy it. I only wanted to work with serious people committed. The energy of people's mindsets are so different when they have to invest this amount of money. I can tell you the people I worked with the last 2 years were paid 3,000 or 500, like the last 2 years, the price has been at 5,500. The caliber is so different and I just had the most amazing time. The commitment is there. You commit, the quality is there. The pricing is based on getting quality people, like-minded people who are invested in their growth, invested in their results. They're just like me who believe in investing. I've invested over 200K in coaching. I have coaches too. And also, why is it so much? I'm walking, talking, showing you never settle for less. If I start to decrease my prices for those that want this to be cheaper, then I'm going against what I'm teaching you. How am I walking the talk if I'm dropping my price? I want you to become the top paid professional in your field. I have to walk the talk. I have to be the top paid professional in my field to be able to show you that you can be too. So I can drop my prices lower because then that's how would you trust me if I'm only charging $1,000 and I'm not being a paid top? Would you trust somebody would you trust me to show you how to become a top paid professional when I'm not one of them myself? Right? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. So I'm a walking, talking advertisement of I walk the talk. I'm not going to tell you I can make you a paid top professional and get you X amount of money if I'm not doing it for myself. I've been doing it for myself. It's why I'm doing it for you. So if so price is that, I'll send you an email. How soon can I get a response? I'm not sure. When did you send an email? I will. What if I'm changing industry? So that's a great question. I've had clients who have come into the program or looking to change industry, and I successfully got them into a different industry with a higher salary. You don't take a dip in pay just because you're changing industries. I've changed industries as well. We all no, you're not supposed to. I think one of the biggest misconception out there is to if you are changing industry, that means you have to start from zero or you need to drop your prices. And that's not true. I've successfully helped people change industry, either land comparable, it's the exact like a parallel shift, or went more in salary. There's no way when you work with me that you're not going to get an increase in salary. Absolutely no way. Can you elaborate on the 12 months? Yes. Is it linked to the credit card? Yes. So someone wanted to, okay, I'll show you guys the demo. So what happens is, it is a link to the credit card, so it will be automated. This is a third-party system. So these are two prices that I provide. I provide up to 3 months because the program's 3 months. If you want it more than 6, 9, 12 months, this is done by a third party. I partner with Elective Group, and you do have to put down a credit card. But let's say you opted out for 12 months payment plan. So $5,500 divided by 12, all you have to do is put down $458 today, and you'll be able to join the program. Okay, any questions, guys? Any more questions? Yes, this is US pricing. Sorry if I didn't say that. I thought everybody knew I was in US. Yes, it is US pricing. It is US pricing. Okay, so if anybody wants to speak with me, here's my Voxer. Feel free to send me a note. So just remember that this price is available. I'm happy to extend it more than 48 hours because I got a lot of requests saying, hey, I need some time to think about it. I'm happy to extend it up to the weekend, and Monday I'll make goes back to the original price at $7,500. So you can save $2,000 today and sign up for the program. I'm happy to answer any questions. I've also dropped a separate link where I've interviewed some of my clients. There's testimonials, videos, audios that you can listen to. Anybody that's openly given me a LinkedIn recommendation, you're more than welcome to reach out to them. I have their consent. Those that haven't written a open LinkedIn recommendation, I don't have their consent to share their information. So I do have to I have to respect my clients' privacies. Those that have said yes, you're more than welcome to. Though if you want to speak to students who are currently in my program, I also have their consent as well to drop their names as well. Now I won't drop it here. I'm only going to give you, like, I just recently connected one of my clients to somebody who's in the same situation. So I'll connect you to people who are in the same situation. The lump sum payment method for 5K is credit card. All the payments are actually on a credit card. Yeah. I have had people email transfer me their money, and if you wanted to do email transfer, feel free to let me know, but the payments are in US. It's just easier to do a credit card. That way everything is synced, meaning the minute you sign up, the minute you make a payment, you get access to the full program right away. Right away. I know someone asked me, you do get to decide when you want to start the program. You can start the program right away. There's a contract you have to fill out, sign it, and then you pick your start date. So I'm flexible with people picking their start dates. The minute you pick the start date, that's when the 12 weeks will begin. Any other questions? These are all great questions. Thank you so much for asking all your questions. If you have questions about the program, I'm happy to answer. If you have any questions about what we've covered in the 4 days, feel free to ask me any questions. It's your time now. If you want to just share your transformation story, feel free to share that, but I'm happy to answer any questions. Any questions? Oh, I was supposed to drop my link. Sorry, I totally forgot. Okay, here's the link to my calendar if anybody wants to speak with me. Just full disclaimer, I don't work on the weekends. So just full disclaimer, the pricing, I've extended it so you can save $2,000. So until Sunday midnight. So Monday, the price will be $7,500 US. So take full advantage of the pricing being I'm giving it to you guys. The reason I'm giving this discount is normally I don't give discounts, but you earned it. You showed up. I wanted to do something nice for you guys for showing up every single day. 4 days is a lot of days to be committed, but I want to show my appreciation for you and give that $2,000 discount to anybody that's ready to join. And but hey, if you need some time, more time, no pressure. You got to make the decision that's right for you. Any questions? Oh, it's 12:12. If anybody believes in numbers. Any questions? I'm going to stop streaming this.